You're watching your wife being led away by the most powerful man on earth. You can't move. You can't speak. Around you, 50 other senators sit frozen, their winnicups trembling in their hands. Some era praying she'll return. You're praying she won't say anything that gets Yabuth killed. 20 minutes pass like 20 years. When he finally brings her back, he doesn't just return her to your side. He sits down. He pours himself wine, and then in front of everyone you know, he begins to describe in graphic clinical detail exactly what just happened in that room. Your colleagues are staring at their plates. Your wife is staring at nothing, and you have to smile. You have to nod. You have to thank him because the alternative is watching your children die. This wasn't madness. This was a machine, a system designed with surgical precision to destroy the human soul. And the man who built it learned everything he knew by watching his entire family get murdered by the previous emperor. His name was Caligula, and what he did to Rome is so disturbing, so systematically evil that 2,000 years later, we're still trying to understand how one human being could architect this level of psychological wear. If you believe that the documented records of history's most terrifying figures must be remembered, consider liking this video and subscribing. Your support unears more accounts from the darkest corners of the human story. Now, back to the man who turned cruelty into an art form. Stay with me because what you're about to hear gets worse, much worse. And the most terrifying part isn't what he did. It's that the system built outlived him. Before I show you the 5 acts of Caligula's terror machin, you need to understand something crucial. He wasn't born evil, he was manufactured. And the process started when he was 7 years old. Picture this, the year is 14A, a little boy, maybe 6 or 7, is running through Roman military camp. He's wearing a miniature legionnaire uniform complete with tiny armor and little red boots. The soldiers, battle-hardened men who've conquered half the known world, are laughing, picking him up, tossing him in the air. They call him Caligula, Little Boots. He's the son of Germanicus, Rome's greatest general since Julius Caesar himself. The soldiers worship his father, and they adore this kid. He's their mascot, their good luck charm. Everywhere he goes, little Caligula follows, and the men genuinely believe this child brings them victory. This boy is growing up thinking he's invincible, loved, protected by the most powerful army on earth. He has no idea what's coming. 1 year later, his father dies. The official story, sudden illness. The whispered story, poison, ordered by someone close to the emperor, maybe the emperor himself. Caligula is 8 years old when the machine starts destroying his family. His mother dragged from their home, accused of treason against the emperor. His oldest brother arrested, imprisoned, starved until he tried to eat the stuffing from his mattress. His second brother, exiled to an island where guards tortured him until he smashed his own head against walls to end it. One by one, they re-raised, and young Caligula watches it all happen. By the time he's 19, he's the last one left, the sole survivor of his entire bloodline. And then comes the summons. Emperor Tiberius wants to see him. Capri, a beautiful island off the coast of Italy. Tiberius has turned it into his personal fortress, far from Rome, far from the Senate, far from anyone who might object to what he does there. The ancient historians, we're talking Suetonius, Tacitus, people writing with and living memory of these events, they describe Capri as a house of horrors. Tiberius has become paranoid, depraved, surrounding himself with astrologers and diasmen, inventing new cruelties because he's bored. And into this environment walks teenage Caligula. He knows Tiberius murdered his family. Everyone knows it, but he can't show it, can't even hint at it. One wrong look, one amount of grief, one flash of anger, and is dead. So, he doesn't just survive, he excels. Suetonius writes something chilling. There never was a better servant or a worse master. Caligula learns to bury everything human inside him. He watches, he studies, he becomes exactly what Tiberius wants. Obedient, entertaining, harmless. For 6 years, he plays this role perfectly. And then in 37 AD, Tiberius dies. Some say natural causes, others say Caligula smothered him with a pillow. Either way, the 19-year-old hostage is now the most powerful person on earth. Rome celebrates. They think they were getting the son of beloved Germanicus. They have no idea. They've just crowned a man who spent 6 years learning how to break human beings from the greatest monster in Roman history. And for 7 months, everything seems perfect. Then he gets sick, and the person who wakes up is not the same person who went to sleep. What happened during those fevered days? We'll never know. But when Caligula recovered, something inside him had shattered, and Rome was about to learn what he'd been hiding. What I'm about to describe isn't random violence. It's not the acts of a madman. Caligula built a system, 5 distinct acts of psychological warfare, each one designed to destroy a different part of the human spirit. And the truly terrifying part is how methodical it was. Let me show you the blueprint. Act 1 of the machine, the sister goddess. Caligula had 3 sisters, but one Drusilla was different. Ancient sources say their relationship crossed lines that even Rome found disturbing. Whether the rumors of incest were true or propaganda, what matters is that everyone believed it. And Caligula didn't just allow the rumors, he encouraged them. Then Drusilla died. What happened next reveals the core of Caligula's system, taking his personal pain and forcing an entire empire to experience it. He doesn't just mourn, he weaponizes mourning. First, he has Thesenate declared Drusilla a goddess. Not metaphorically, officially. There were no temples to his dead sister where Romans are required to worship. Then, he declares a period of mourning. And here's where it becomes monstrous. It is now a capital crime to laugh. It is now a capital crime to bathe. It is now a capital crime to have dinner with your family. Read that again. For weeks, maybe months. If you're caught smiling, you can be executed. Imagine living like that. Your child tells a joke at breakfast. Do you laugh? Do you discipline them for being a child? Every moment of joy becomes a potential death sentence. He's making Rome feel his pain, whether they want to or not. He's learning he can legislate emotion, criminalize happiness, make his inner world everyone's reality. And once he realizes he can control how people feel, he starts experimenting with what else it can take from them. Act 2 of the machine, the imperial brothel. This next part is so disturbing that historians still debate whether it actually happened or was later propaganda. But there's what the ancient sources claim. Caligula establishes a brothel inside of the imperial palace, not for himself, for the public, as a business. And it's not staffed by common prostitutes. It's staffed by the sons and daughters of Rome's noble families, the aristocracy, the senators, the people who rule provinces and command legions. He heralds go into the streets to announce prices. Different rates for married women versus unmarried. Special rates for virgins from senatorial families. And here's the detail that makes it so specifically cruel. He allegedly kept ledgers, detailed records, names, dates, transactions. The bureaucratic accounting of human degradation. Think about what this does psychologically. If you're a Roman nobleman, your entire identity is built on family honor. Your lineage goes back centuries. Your name means something. And now your daughter is being advertised in the streets like livestock. And there's a ledger with her name in it. And you can do absolutely nothing about it because the alternative is execution. He's not just taking their bodies. He's taking the one thing Roman aristocracy valued more than life itself. Their reputation, their legacy, their name. But he's still not done because he realizes something. Public humiliation is powerful. But there's something even more devastating. Private humiliation with public witnesses. Act 3 of the machine, the banquet offerdation. Picture this scene again because now you understand the context. You're at an imperial banquet. You're sitting with your wife. Around you are 50, maybe 100 other senators with their wives. Everyone's drinking wine if it tastes like fear. Caligula stands, everyone goes silent. He walks slowly between the tables, looking at Thuman. His eyes are clinical, evaluative. He's choosing. He stops at your table. He looks at your wife. He inspects her the way you'd inspect a horse you're thinking of buying. Checking her teeth, her hair, the shape of her body. He doesn't ask permission, doesn't even acknowledge you exist. He just takes her hand and leads her away. You sit there. The man next to you is staring into his wine. Everyone is pretending this isn't happening because everyone knows if you stand up, if you object, if you show any emotion at all, you won't leave this room alive, and neither will she, and neither will your children. So you sit, you drink, you wait. 20 minutes 30. That conversation around you is forced, brittle. Someone makes a joke and it's in the air. Finally, he brings her back. She sits down. She won't look at you. And then he sits down too. He doesn't leave. He stays. And in front of everyone, your friends, your colleagues, your rivals, he begins to describe what just happened in detail. Clinicalgraphic detail. He's rating her performance, comparing her to a Thursinator's wives, making jokes. And you have to smile. You have to laugh at his jokes. You have to nod like this is all perfectly normal, perfectly fine. He's not just violating your wife. He's destroying you. Everything that makes you a man in Roman society. Your ability to protect your family, your authority, your dignity. He isn't just killing your child. He's stealing your right to grief. He's turning love into danger. The more you care, the more he can hurt you. He's weaponizing the deepest human emotions. But then Caligula makes a fatal mistake. He turns his casual cruelty toward the wrong man, a soldier. Cassius Chaerea, an officer in the Praetorian Guard. These are elite warriors standing beside the emperor every day, armed and trained. Chaerea has one trait Caligula finds funny, a high-pitched voice. Every day, Caligula mocks him. He gives him humiliating passwords like Venus or crude sexual words. So the other soldiers will laugh. For Caligula, these jokes are nothing. For Chaerea, they're poison. Caligula doesn't understand that senators will tolerate humiliation. They want to live. They have children, estates, wealth. But Chaerea is a soldier, a man trained for violence, a man standing beside the emperor with a sword, a man with nothing to lose. Caligula forgets the first rule of predators: never corner something that can kill you. What happens next takes less than 60 seconds. January 24, 41 AD. Caligula attends a performance at the theater. Later, he heads through a dim, narrow tunnel connecting the theater to the palace. Chaerea steps forward to ask for the day's password. Caligula gives one last mocking answer, the last words he'll ever speak. Chaerea shouts, "Take this," and drives his sword under Caligula's ribs. The emperor stumbles, tries to run, but the tunnel is too tight. Conspirators block both exits. They swarm him. 30 stab wounds pierce his body. 30 blows fueled by years of terror and humiliation. In under a minute, Caligula is dead. But the killing isn't over. The conspirators find his wife, Caesonia. She begs for mercy. They stab her. Then they go to the nursery. Caligula's daughter Julia Drusilla is 2 or 3 years old. A soldier picks her up, and while she cries for her mother, he smashes her head into a marble wall. This is what happens when the machine breaks. It doesn't stop. It devours everything connected to it. For a moment, it seems like Rome might finally change. The Senate meets. They debate restoring the Republic. Real conversation. Real hope. But the Praetorian Guard has other plans. While the Senate argues about freedom, the guards loot the palace. A soldier hears something behind a curtain. He pulls it back and finds a trembling middle-aged man with a stutter and a limp Claudius, Caligula's uncle, long considered the family embarrassment. The guards look at him and don't see a fool. They see opportunity. They proclaim him emperor on the spot. They carry him out on their shoulders. And while the Senate is still talking, the army has already chosen the next ruler. The system survives. Here's the haunting part. Caligula ruled for less than 4 years. That's nothing in Roman history. But 2,000 years later, we still talk about him. Why? Because he proved something terrifying, that the entire machinery of a state can be turned into an engine of psychological destruction. Everything he did was technically legal because he was the law. The ledgers in the brothel were government records. The mourning laws were state policy. The banquets were official hospitality. He didn't break the system. He used it. And when he died, the system didn't die with him. It simply changed hands. Look at what came after. Nero burning Rome and blaming Christians. Domitian executing people for slight gestures. Commodus forcing senators to watch him fight in the arena. Elagabalus doing things too disturbing to even repeat here. The blueprint survived because Caligula exposed a truth Rome could never unlearn. When one person controls everything, military, law, wealth, culture, there are no breaks. No checks, no balance. The only limits are death or assassination. And even then, the machine just finds someone else to operate it. Suetonius wrote that Caligula was the best servant and the worst master. He learned tyranny by pretending to be loyal. He studied Tiberius like a student studies a mentor. And then he perfected cruelty into a system. Here's the final twist. After Claudius became emperor, he destroyed most of Caligula's records, letters, documents, ledgers, burned, gone. The history we have comes from authors writing decades later, using scraps of memory and rumor, which means everything you just heard, the entire machine, is only what survived the purge. Imagine what was erased. Imagine what was so horrifying that even Romans, who crucified thousands and fed people to lions, decided it should never be preserved. Caligula ruled for 3 years, 9 months, and 8 days. In that short time, he built a system that taught future tyrants how to break people completely. And that blueprint never disappeared. It's still out there,